Alright, so in today's video, we're taking a look at some awesome recent gameplay showcases. A lot of exciting titles have been revealed, and I'll be going through them one by one so you can see what's coming up this year. No hype, no exaggeration, just the trailers and the details you need. Life is Strange. Reunion marks the emotional return of Max Caulfield and Chloe Price, years after the events of Arcadia Bay, and it's shaping up to be one of the most anticipated narrative adventures of 2026. Deck 9 has promised a deeper exploration of friendship, memory, and consequence, with Max's time-bending powers resurfacing in ways that blur the line between past and present. The game leans heavily into cinematic storytelling, branching dialogue, and moral choices that ripple across the narrative, ensuring every player's journey feels personal. Reunion also introduces new characters tied to the duo's history, while expanding the world beyond Arcadia Bay into fresh, atmospheric settings. With a haunting indie soundtrack, richly detailed environments, and next-gen visuals that heighten emotional immersion, this installment is designed to resonate with longtime fans and newcomers alike. It's not just a continuation, it's a heartfelt closure to one of gaming's most beloved stories.
Maybe this time is different?
Right when everything is falling into chaos. She walks in, like she heard her cue. Chloe, how are you here?
Lots to discuss. Right now, I think we should run.
Chloe.
Let's go, Max! I have memories of things that can't possibly be true. Max, did you do this?
Your visions, the fire, we'll figure it all out.
Whatever comes next, it will happen to us.
This isn't fair! You can't have come back to me just to end up here.
Forza Horizon 6 takes the Horizon Festival to Japan, delivering the most ambitious open-world racing experience Playground Games has ever built. Tokyo serves as the centerpiece, a sprawling urban playground filled with neon-lit highways, tight alleyways, and countryside routes that showcase Japan's diverse landscapes. Dynamic weather systems bring torrential rain, fog, and seasonal changes that dramatically alter driving conditions, while the car roster expands to include hundreds of vehicles ranging from classic JDM icons to cutting-edge hypercars. Horizon 6 emphasizes community-driven events, with multiplayer seamlessly integrated into exploration, allowing players to encounter rivals, join impromptu races, or collaborate in massive festivals. The game also introduces a refined progression system, rewarding exploration and style as much as speed. With ray-traced visuals, immersive audio, and day-one availability on Xbox Game Pass, Forza Horizon 6 isn't just another racing game, it's a cultural celebration of Japan's car scene and a technical showcase of next-gen racing. Fading Echo is an indie action RPG that's already turning heads for its striking art direction and elemental combat system. Players step into the role of One, a young protagonist who can manipulate water, fire, and other natural forces to fight against a spreading corruption that threatens to consume their world. The game emphasizes fluid traversal, letting you dash, glide, and chain elemental powers together in creative ways, while combat rewards experimentation, combining abilities to trigger chain reactions that devastate enemies or reshape the battlefield. Its narrative leans into mystery and surrealism, with dreamlike environments that shift as you progress, and a haunting soundtrack that underscores the emotional weight of the journey. Designed to balance fast-paced action with puzzle-solving and exploration, Fading Echo aims to deliver a deeply atmospheric experience that feels both intimate and epic, appealing to fans of stylish indie adventures and players hungry for something fresh in the RPG space.
For the one truth that survives.
The paradox devours everything, but this broken place, it's my home. I am its loss.
Bandai Namco's Ace Combat 8, Wings of Thieves continues the franchise's tradition of cinematic aerial warfare, pushing the series into new territory with next-gen visuals and a sweeping war narrative. Players take on the role of a legendary ace pilot tasked with defending against a massive invasion that threatens global stability. The game blends intense dogfighting with squad-based missions, offering both solo heroics and coordinated strikes where timing and precision matter. Aircraft customization is deeper than ever, allowing players to fine-tune weapons, engines, and avionics to suit their playstyle, while dynamic weather systems, like thunderstorms and blizzards, add unpredictability to every sortie. Thieves' storyline promises emotional stakes, exploring loyalty, sacrifice, and the human cost of war, all while delivering the adrenaline rush of high-speed combat. With immersive cockpit views, cinematic cutscenes, and multiplayer modes that pit squadrons against each other, Ace Combat 8 is poised to be the definitive modern air combat experience.
Let's keep at it, Rex.
Ray, heads up!
On your orders, Rex.
To keep Hope alive, Wings of Theed must stay on the mission, must fly on.
I can make up your kill count to be whatever.
Right. From now on, you'll be the greatest ace pilot this war will ever know.
The long-awaited reboot of Fable is finally arriving in fall 2026, and Playground Games is reimagining Albion with a mix of classic charm and modern RPG depth. Players begin in Briar Hill, a village cursed by a mysterious force that turns its inhabitants to stone, setting the stage for a journey that explores what it truly means to be a hero. The game leans heavily into moral choice, letting you shape your character's destiny through actions that ripple across the world, whether you become a noble savior or a mischievous rogue. Humor, a hallmark of the series, returns in full force, with witty NPCs, absurd quests, and the ever-iconic chicken references. Combat blends melee, ranged, and magic in fluid encounters, while the open world offers lush forests, bustling towns, and dangerous dungeons rendered with next-gen fidelity. With its blend of cheeky British humor, branching narratives, and cinematic presentation, Fable promises to be both a nostalgic revival and a bold new chapter for RPG fans.
Very impressive.
Resonant Q is a cosmic horror survival shooter set on a collapsing orbital ring, and it's quickly becoming one of the most intriguing indie projects of 2026. The game drops players into a hostile environment where reality itself seems unstable, forcing them to scavenge resources, craft upgrades, and battle anomalies that defy logic. Designed for solo or co-op play, it mixes looter-shooter mechanics with psychological tension, creating a constant push and pull between risk and reward. The orbital ring setting is both claustrophobic and vast, with derelict corridors, zero-gravity sections, and haunting vistas of Earth below. Enemies range from corrupted humans to otherworldly entities, each demanding tactical combat and clever use of gear. Its narrative explores themes of isolation, paranoia, and the unknown, while environmental storytelling reveals fragments of the catastrophe that led to the ring's downfall. With its eerie atmosphere, replayable missions, and emphasis on survival under pressure, Resonant Q is poised to deliver a chilling, unforgettable experience.
My suit energy's almost out. I don't know if we can make it home.
That energy powers each run, but it was never ours to control. Nothing here obeys intent. It responds to pressure, presence, resonance.
Another mindfuck place. Shit.
Some anomalies only react. Others are waiting for company. Survival isn't winning. Survival is leaving on time.
Are we still on the ring?
"1348 Ex Voto" is a grim medieval action-adventure set during the Black Death, immersing players in a world ravaged by plague, superstition, and despair. You play as Eta, a wandering knight-errant whose journey through plague-stricken Italy is both a physical and spiritual trial. The game emphasizes grounded sword combat inspired by historical techniques, with stamina-based duels, brutal executions, and tactical positioning against both human foes and supernatural horrors. Its narrative blends historical authenticity with psychological thriller elements, exploring how faith, fear, and violence shaped the era. The environments are richly detailed: abandoned villages, crumbling cathedrals, and eerie forests, all drenched in atmosphere and dread. Every encounter feels consequential, with choices that affect Ada's morality and the fate of those he meets. With cinematic presentation, haunting sound design, and a focus on realism, 1348 Ex Voto promises to be a harrowing yet unforgettable journey into one of history's darkest chapters.
Demand it.
When the pestilence came, he turned his back on us all. Do you have any idea how hard it is to feed a family, little lord?
I swore an oath of justice.
Do you believe I enjoy doing the things I've done?
Trust me.
Crystal Theater of Idols is a first-person horror adventure steeped in Spanish folklore, offering a chilling blend of survival mechanics and cultural myth. Players step into the role of Gabriel, who finds himself trapped on the cursed island of Tormentosa, where ancient idols and cult rituals have unleashed unspeakable terrors. The game emphasizes exploration and atmosphere, with labyrinthine villages, shadowy forests, and ritual chambers that drip with eerie detail. Combat is scarce and desperate, forcing players to rely on stealth, resource management, and quick thinking to survive encounters with monstrous entities. The narrative dives deep into themes of faith, sacrifice, and corruption, with every idol encountered revealing fragments of the island's tragic history. Its visuals are striking, combining Gothic architecture with surreal horror imagery, while the soundscape amplifies tension through whispers, chants, and unsettling silence. Crisol is designed to unsettle, offering a horror experience that feels both culturally unique and universally terrifying.
But you know what they say, mi sol. Donde hay amor, hay dolor.
Screamer is a bold fusion of anime-inspired visuals and high-octane arcade racing, designed to make every race feel like a cinematic battle. Developed by Milestone, the game introduces a unique combat racing system where vehicles aren't just machines, they're extensions of the driver's fighting style. Players can perform sync maneuvers, unleash special attacks, and engage in rivalries that unfold like story arcs, blending racing with narrative drama. The campaign mode follows underground tournaments where illegal racing meets futuristic technology, while multiplayer emphasizes chaotic, skill-driven clashes across neon-lit tracks and sprawling cityscapes. With its vibrant art direction, dynamic soundtrack, and emphasis on both speed and style, Screamer aims to redefine the racing genre by merging adrenaline-pumping competition with character-driven storytelling. It's not just about crossing the finish line, it's about surviving the fight to get there.
3 friends, 1 setup, 0 mercy. It's time to prove you belong on these streets. Choose your mode, pick your team, take on every challenge, and unlock every item and customization available. Are you ready? Race, fight, and survive.
Knight's Path is a medieval RPG inspired by the Holy Roman Empire, offering a grounded and historically influenced take on knightly life. Players begin as a novice, slowly rising through the ranks by training, competing in tournaments, and proving themselves in battle. Combat is designed with authenticity in mind, drawing from HEMA, historical European martial arts, techniques to deliver duels that feel weighty, tactical, and unforgiving. Beyond combat, the game emphasizes role-playing choices, whether you pursue honor, ambition, or survival, each shaping your reputation and alliances. Sieges, political intrigue, and branching quests create a dynamic world where every decision carries consequence. The environments are richly detailed, from bustling medieval towns to war-torn battlefields, immersing players in the harsh realities of knightly duty. With its blend of realism, narrative depth, and player agency, Knight's Path promises a unique RPG experience that captures the grit and glory of medieval Europe. Kiln is one of the most creative multiplayer experiences coming in 2026, blending art, combat, and chaos into a single quirky package. Developed by Double Fine, the game revolves around pottery as both a crafting system and a combat mechanic. Players sculpt ceramic bodies on a pottery wheel, shaping their stats, abilities, and even their fighting style before throwing their creations into battle. Matches are frantic and hilarious, with teams trying to extinguish rival kilns while protecting their own, creating a tug-of-war dynamic that's as strategic as it is unpredictable. The art style is colorful and whimsical, leaning into the absurdity of clay warriors smashing each other apart, while the physics-driven gameplay ensures no two battles feel the same. Beyond competitive play, Kiln encourages creativity, letting players experiment with designs and share their pottery-inspired fighters online. With its unique concept, accessible mechanics, and day-one availability on Game Pass, Kiln is shaping up to be one of the most original multiplayer titles of the year. Annihilus is a dark fantasy tactical RPG that combines medieval warfare with deck-building mechanics, offering a fresh twist on strategy gaming. Players lead mercenary regiments across a grim, war-torn world, recruiting unique fighters and building decks that determine their abilities in battle. Every decision matters, from choosing which units to field to managing resources and morale, creating a layered experience that rewards careful planning. The game's atmosphere is steeped in cosmic horror, with eldritch influences creeping into the battlefield and corrupting both soldiers and terrain. Combat unfolds in turn-based encounters where positioning, timing, and card synergy can mean the difference between victory and annihilation. Outside of battle, players navigate political intrigue, alliances, and betrayals, shaping the fate of kingdoms through their choices. With its blend of tactical depth, haunting visuals, and replayability, Annihilus aims to carve out a niche for fans of both strategy and dark fantasy, delivering a cerebral yet chilling experience.
Into confusion, I softly soothe my scars, longing for protection. Like a hyena, binding toughly to the herd. Are there more risks and betrayals to suffer? And betrayals to suffer?
Psych Rift is a psychological horror adventure that drops players into a research facility overtaken by a dark, reality-bending entity. The game emphasizes atmosphere and tension, with environments that shift and distort as you explore, creating a constant sense of unease. Players must navigate mazes, solve physics-based puzzles, and avoid traps while uncovering the truth behind the rift, a phenomenon that warps both the mind and the physical world. Stealth and resourcefulness are key, as direct combat is rare and survival depends on careful planning and observation. The narrative explores themes of paranoia, fractured identity, and the fragility of perception, with every encounter designed to challenge not just your reflexes, but your sense of reality itself. With its surreal visuals, chilling sound design, and emphasis on psychological dread, Psych Rift aims to deliver a horror experience that lingers long after you've put down the controller. Dragon Realms offers a fantasy twist by letting players embody dragons themselves, rather than simply fighting alongside or against them. The game emphasizes open-world exploration, with vast kingdoms, towering castles, and sprawling battlefields designed to showcase the destructive power of dragons. Players can customize their abilities, from fiery breath to devastating wing attacks, tailoring their dragon to suit different playstyles. The core loop revolves around domination, raiding villages, battling armies, and hoarding treasure, while also engaging in territorial conflicts against rival dragons. Narrative elements explore the balance between power and responsibility, asking whether you'll rule as a tyrant or protector. With its blend of action, strategy, and role-playing, Dragon Realms promises a fresh perspective on fantasy gaming, giving players the chance to experience the world not as a hero fighting dragons, but as the dragon shaping the fate of kingdoms.
Had been torn apart by blood and fire. But will the heir be able to prove that he is worthy of the crown?
Fossil Fuel 3 takes survival horror to prehistoric extremes, dropping players onto a remote Siberian island overrun by dinosaurs and hostile factions. The game builds on its predecessors with a fully open-world design, allowing players to explore abandoned research facilities, frozen tundras, and dense forests while scavenging weapons and supplies. Dinosaurs are not just enemies, but unpredictable forces of nature. Raptors stalk in packs, massive predators ambush from the shadows, and mutated variants add a terrifying twist. Combat emphasizes resource management, forcing players to balance firepower with stealth and improvisation, while branching storylines and multiple endings ensure replayability. Environmental storytelling reveals the island's dark history, blending science fiction with survival horror. With dynamic weather, day-night cycles, and AI-driven dinosaur behavior, every encounter feels tense and unique. Fossil Fuel 3 promises to deliver a brutal, atmospheric experience where survival depends on wit, courage, and the ability to adapt to a world where humanity is no longer at the top of the food chain. Anemo is a vibrant creature-collecting RPG that blends exploration, evolution, and a unique mechanic called twining, where players merge with their captured creatures to unlock new abilities. Set in a colorful open world filled with forests, deserts, and mystical ruins, the game encourages discovery and experimentation. Each Anemo has distinct traits, combat styles, and personalities, and players can evolve them through bonding, rather than traditional leveling. The twining system allows for hybrid forms, combining human and creature abilities in creative ways, whether for combat, traversal, or puzzle solving. The narrative explores themes of harmony and conflict between humans and magical beings, with quests that reveal the world's deeper mysteries. Multiplayer elements let friends trade creatures, battle, or explore together, adding community-driven fun to the adventure. With its mix of indie charm, strategic depth, and next-gen visuals, Anemo aims to stand out as both a heartfelt RPG and a fresh take on the creature-collecting genre. Outbound is a cozy yet ambitious open-world camper van simulator that blends survival mechanics with exploration and creativity. Players begin with an empty van and gradually transform it into a personalized mobile home, customizing interiors, upgrading systems, and crafting tools to sustain life on the road. The game's near-future setting imagines a utopian world where sustainable living and freedom of travel are central themes, encouraging players to embrace a slower, more mindful pace of play. Exploration is key. Drive across diverse landscapes from bustling cities to serene countryside, discovering hidden communities, trading resources, and uncovering stories of fellow wanderers. The crafting system emphasizes eco-friendly solutions, letting you harness solar power, recycle materials, and adapt your van to different climates. With its blend of sandbox creativity, narrative-driven encounters, and multiplayer options for shared journeys, Outbound offers a unique mix of relaxation and adventure, appealing to players who want both immersion and inspiration in their gaming experience. Vanron is a dark fantasy Souls-like that thrusts players into the role of a fallen slave wielding a cursed blade, destined to ignite rebellion against oppressive rulers. The game emphasizes stylish, punishing combat, with fluid combos, parries, and weapon transformations that reward mastery and precision. Its world is bleak yet beautiful, filled with ruined cities, corrupted temples, and labyrinthine dungeons that challenge exploration as much as combat. Randomly generated dungeon systems add replayability, ensuring each run feels fresh and unpredictable, while multiple endings reflect the choices players make in their struggle for freedom. The narrative explores themes of oppression, sacrifice, and vengeance, weaving lore into environmental storytelling and cryptic NPC dialogue. Boss battles are monumental, demanding patience and skill, while progression allows for deep customization of weapons, armor, and abilities. With its haunting atmosphere, brutal difficulty, and layered storytelling, Vanran is poised to stand alongside the best of the Souls-like genre, offering a visceral and unforgettable journey.
Only to you. This is Vanran.
Skydust is a cyberpunk Metroidvania from Orbit Studio, set in a dystopian Sao Paulo after a catastrophic lunar fallout. Players take on the role of a mercenary navigating neon-soaked streets, corrupted cyberspace, and sprawling industrial zones, all while taking contracts that blur the line between survival and morality. The game emphasizes fast-paced combat with fluid platforming, allowing players to chain melee strikes, ranged attacks, and hacking abilities to dismantle enemies and overcome environmental hazards. Exploration is non-linear, with interconnected districts hiding secrets, upgrades, and lore fragments that reveal the city's collapse. The art direction mixes gritty realism with vibrant cyberpunk aesthetics, while the soundtrack pulses with electronic beats that heighten tension. Narrative choices shape alliances and rivalries, ensuring each playthrough feels unique. With its blend of stylish combat, atmospheric storytelling, and expansive world design, Skydust aims to deliver a cyberpunk experience that's both visceral and thought-provoking. Team Ninja's Nioh 3 continues the brutal Souls-like tradition, plunging players deeper into Sengoku-era Japan, where myth and history collide. This installment introduces dual combat styles, samurai and ninja, allowing players to fluidly switch between disciplined swordplay and agile, stealth-driven techniques. Yokai battles are more intense than ever, with grotesque new enemy designs and bosses that demand precision, patience, and mastery of mechanics. The game expands its RPG systems, offering deeper skill trees, weapon customization, and armor sets that cater to varied playstyles. Environmental storytelling remains central, with war-torn villages, haunted shrines, and sprawling battlefields rendered in stunning next-gen detail. Multiplayer co-op returns, letting players tackle missions together while competitive modes add replayability. A demo releasing January 29th allows progress to carry into the full game, giving fans an early taste of the punishing yet rewarding combat loop. With its refined mechanics, cinematic presentation, and relentless challenge, Nioh 3 is set to be one of 2026's defining action RPGs. And that's all for the gameplay showcase trailers from January 2026. I hope this gave you a clear look at what's coming up this year. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.